About a month ago, I was bragging that Armani Code Absolute was probably gonna go down as the best designer fragrance of 2019. I don't know if I'll have to eat them words. Stick around.
I finally found what I'm missing, and now you got all my attention. Driving me wild, got me wishing that you were all mine. You're irresistible, so refreshing. Irresistible, tell the essence. I can feel your energy all over me. Close my eyes and I breathe in. You're irresistible.
Welcome back to Carolina Fragrance Reviews. I'm your host, Cam. Make sure that you're subscribed, activate that notifications bell, and follow us on Instagram at cam.byrd. As I said in the intro, I was blown away by the designer release from Armani Code Absolute. I was really impressed with that fragrance. And it wasn't long after that, some people were like, I don't know, man, have you tried that Pulse of the Night? And I hadn't acquired it at that time. Well, I went and caught me a bottle, and this one has been getting some hype, and I tell you what, it is a beast. Beast. And it's right up my alley. Now, I am not going to say that Armani Code Absolute is not just great, because it is. But this very well may be the best designer of 2019. We still have a little over a month left of 2019. If anybody's gonna release it, they better go ahead and get it out because it's time to go Christmas shopping. Thank God I've already got some of that done. But what we're gonna do is talk about this beauty right here. I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna show y'all a presentation. I ain't done that yet. This is the usual Issey Miyake box. This one has the gold stripes on it. And just like kind of it's a little bit shinier than like maybe a matte black. And of course, the barcode and batch code is on the bottom. And what I like about these is they're all interchangeable. So if you have a party foul, like I did with this one, I don't know how well you can see this, but it's got a little chippy. I guess I would rather it be the cap than the bottle, because that's what happened. It came apart and I was like, ah! Had to save the bottle cap, took a little tumble, but you can make it look pretty on the front. And of course you could just switch these boys out all day long. Now, I have also talked about how the darker and just more gourmandish, or the fallen fragrance stuff from Issey Miyake is, it's like head and shoulders above their fresher fragrances. Not like hating on their fresher fragrances, but by me saying that is a huge compliment, because honestly, everybody was talking about Noir Ombre as being like completely niche quality, and I still concur with that. So the problem is with Noir Ombre is it is hard to find, hard as hell to find here in the United States anyway. Now, my buddy Chris over in the UK at Fragmental was in Spain and said there was a whole top shelf that was full of these bad boys. So I say we go to Spain and just cop them and make some money. Y'all in on that? Anyway, so having to, have the trouble that we have finding this one, they came out with this for 2019, and son, I am impressed. Very, very impressed. It's been my scent of the day numerous times. I've had a lot of testing with this fragrance. And as far as the presentation on the actual bottle, you've got like a matte black with the etched gold in here. Very classy looking bottle, even though it's your classic Issey Miyake bottle. This one is a little bit unique from the other one. Just like the Nude Issey, it has like the little lines on here, but they're very defined with the gold on this one. I mentioned in a review a while back that I had heard that people said that this was a Parfum de Marly Herod clone. No, I don't think that it is. This fragrance actually goes in a completely different direction. And something else I've heard about this fragrance, I've heard a few people say that it's linear. So just in case if you guys don't understand what somebody says or what they mean when they say a fragrance is linear, that means that from start to finish, it pretty much is just the same fragrance. There's not a lot of evolution. It may vary just a little bit, but pretty much, it might be do a little something on the opening, and then by the time it hits to the mids and to the dry down, it's just the same thing across the board. This one slowly evolves, like all the little notes just start playing off of each other. This one has some sandalwood, it's got some vanilla, some leather, just a tad of a little bit of earthy patchouli, not overbearing, but you can just catch it as it's drying down, like maybe towards the end of the mids, you can just pick up a little bit of that patchouli. This one also has some incense and some resinous woods in it, which actually just kind of gives it a lot of depth. The vanilla in it gives it a nice, just a playful sweetness about it, but it's not like a very overly cloying sweetness about it. This is an eau de parfum concentration. It has that little bit of vetiver in it that actually kind of just gives it just a slight freshness in the opening. It also has a powdery sandalwood in it that actually, like when I smell vanilla and sandalwood together, a lot of times my nose will make me think that it's amber. I actually had to check the notes on this because I thought that this was a amber-based fragrance, or not base fragrance, but amber in the fragrance. But you'll get that same powdery vibe with amber as you will with sandalwood, but this one does have sandalwood in it. The leather note is not very prominent in it, but it actually adds some depth with that patchouli that actually just, like I said, just kind of evolves and just keeps doing a little something as it grows on down to the dry down. This is a sexy, warm, cozy, perfect fragrance for a very cold or a brisk evening. I mean, it says pulse of the night, so you're thinking night fragrance. Fall and winter for sure. Well, depending on where you're at, because here in North Carolina, our falls are much of nothing. I mean, like literally it was all the way up till October 31st. We were sweating, and then a cold front moved in Halloween night. November, we woke up, it was like boom. It just like went from one extreme to the other. You go from sweating to putting 3 or 4 layers on. Crazy, crazy weather. We had the lows of 36 degrees in November. That is unusual for North Carolina. So if you live like in Massachusetts or New York or something like that, definitely fall and winter. For us down here in the South, probably just a winter fragrance. And that's like when, like it is right now. It's been, oh gosh, it was like in the upper 50s today, which is not that bad, but I would say this would be perfect for like in the evening around like in the 40s or 30s or something like that. This will really, really pop. You get 2 hours, about 2.5 hours actually of projection. And then I got between 9.5 to 10 hours of performance. So this fragrance kicks butt. Niche quality to my nose. I mean, for a designer that runs, I think I paid like, it was right, I think it was like $49-50 I paid for this fragrance. That's astronomical, because this bad boy right here, man, that stuff smells so good. So good. Can't even find the daggone nozzle, everything's so black. But I'd say maybe like, for me, 4, 5, 6 maybe. But yeah, maybe not 5 or 6. You might choke somebody out. But if you're out and about by yourself in the open air, let it sing, let it ring, let it do what it do. You know what I'm saying? This is definitely a winter and a winter banger. Let's go over the notes. Pulse of the Night was released in 2019. The notes are frankincense, tonka bean, patchouli, labdanum, vetiver, sandalwood, and vanilla. So with that said, with this fragrance being even more in my wheelhouse of like what I really personally adore for my personal taste, I think I might say that Pulse of the Night is gonna nudge out the Armani Code Absolute just by hair, because I really, really, really like that fragrance a lot. But this one, it just goes in a direction that is just completely just what I love about fragrances. This actually almost has, tobacco is not a listed note, but it almost smells like a fragrance. I'll just do a comparison now. like a fragrance like the one or Herod, where it has a very nice tucked in tobacco note. No, it does not smell like either of those fragrances, but if you understand the tobacco note in those, and actually in Herod, tobacco is present. You can actually smell it, but it's tucked in with so many other notes that, you know, it's not a dominant note of that fragrance. Whereas in the one, it is slightly more dominant. Even though tobacco is not a listed note in this fragrance, it does give off that vibe that a fragrance would with tobacco in it. If this one was a tad sweeter, I would even say that it had honey in it. Now I know I'm talking about notes that are not listed, but I'm just talking about how it smells to my nose. I would even, if it said that it had a little honey in there, I'd be, okay, yeah, I smell it. Because it's just got a little slight sweetness, very, very sexy. I would definitely say this would be a date night fragrance. You could wear it during the day, during the cold, but yeah, I don't know. I know Noir Ombre is, yeah, hey, the good thing is, I can go easy on this now. I've got a substitute that is easy to get as of now. Guys, don't get rid of this one. Just keep it. Everybody loves it. It's a masterpiece. 50 bucks, niche quality banger for winter. I'm in on that. That's gonna wrap it up for my review of Pulse of the Night. Remember, be disruptive, wear what you want, when you want, have fun. Subscribe to Carolina Fragrance Reviews, activate that notifications bell, smash that like button, leave us some comments down below. We'll see you next time on Carolina Fragrance Reviews.